write their music because I write my music and I don't own 900K.
All right, so the Karrahboo and Lil Yachts beef / saga continues. For those who don't know, this is like an ongoing battle between artist and label, Karrahboo being the artist, Lil Yachty being the label. So if you don't know what's going on here, I'll recap it in a second, but first let's get to the latest. Karrahboo released these series of tweets, which I believe are now deleted, basically voicing her discontent with her label situation and with Lil Yachty specifically. And note that throughout this entire series of tweets, she calls dude Little Yachty, not Lil, Little. Hey y'all, I am a one-man show. I record, edit the video myself, create the thumbnail, everything. So hitting like and subscribe does help a bunch. Thanks so much. Back to the video. She says, we are now on month 11 of Little Yachty keeping me in a deal just to be petty and keep me from releasing music and moving on with my life. Guess the lying on my name and trying to turn everyone against me because I wanted out of a toxic environment wasn't enough. He says, I'm tired of y'all trying to bully me. I'm tired of y'all dick eating this man because he's a big artist with a lot of money. Y'all believe in everything he says. He said he dropped me when I'm still signed. He said he will show y'all receipts of me owing 900K. Laughing my ass off. Where they at? We still waiting. I told him to put it on his kid that he wrote all my songs and he ain't respond. Saying I'm a mean person is crazy as well. Everyone I meet has nothing but nice things to say about me. This is annoying AF and it's taken up a year of my life. It's evil. In the last tweet, she says, Lil Yachty, you have a daughter and you treating women like this. This is mind blowing. Like, I know you never see her, but that still doesn't make sense how evil this man is to women, not just me. So in the beginning of all this, I thought that this Lil Yachty versus Karrahboo thing, to me, I thought this was just a whole fake, fabricated ploy to sell records, to create buzz for Karrahboo, who they seem to be pushing pretty hard. But as time is going on, it seems like if this is this fabricated plan to market Karrahboo, they're extremely dedicated because we are over a year in already and this is still going on. Obviously, y'all know I could really care less about what goes on with Lil Yachty and the Concrete Boys and Karrahboo. Personally, I think all their music is horrible. I think they contribute very little to hip hop. If you remove Lil Yachty and his entire musical contributions from hip hop, I don't think we really lose anything. In fact, I think we gain. I think hip hop is better off if you just completely erase Lil Yachty and all of his contributions. I think even Drake's album with the Jumbotron Poppin', which Lil Yachty wrote, I think maybe even Drake has his album is a little better without Lil Yachty's influence. So there is zero love lost with Lil Yachty between me, Lil Yachty, his music, or his artist music. But I do think this is a good little case study on artist versus label. So anyway, before I get into Karrahboo's tweets, I'll go ahead and recap this real quick for the people who don't know what's going on between Yachty and Karrahboo. So this whole conflict between Yachty and Karrahboo stems from Karrahboo's departure from the Concrete Boys, which is Lil Yachty's label. This happened back in July 2024, and this escalated into a public feud which involved accusations of Lil Yachty bullying Karrahboo. Lil Yachty claims he's ghostwriting for Karrahboo. And just pause. The fact that so many rappers are reaching out to Lil Yachty to write for them, like Lil Yachty of all people is who you want to write your rhymes. It's just dumbfounding to me. So Karrahboo actually started as Lil Yachty's assistant, and then she became a rapper who was signed to his label, from my understanding. But she left Concrete Boys in 2024. I put the air quotes over left because some say she was kicked out. She says she's still stuck in a deal, so we say left. So at first, Lil Yachty went on Instagram Live addressing the whole thing.
We have split ways with Karrah as far as this concrete shit. I have nothing to say, nothing bad to say, nothing negative to say. I wish her the best.
He said the split between Karrahboo and his label was amicable. He wished her well and all this good stuff. So it seemed like a pretty professional split, but tensions heated up when a fan said that Karrahboo told them at Red Lobster that she was kicked out of Concrete Boys and bullied by the group. So when all this was happening, this is why I initially thought this was like this fabricated scheme planned by Lil Yachty and Karrahboo to create some buzz and create some trends behind her name, or get her name popping in Google Trends or something, because it just sounds so odd. Like, Karrahboo told me at Red Lobster that this, and like, what? But anyways, so this whole Red Lobster fiasco, it prompted Lil Yachty to publicly address the rumors, which is where this thing gets messy to the public. So number one, there were bullying allegations. The Red Lobster fan, claimed that Karrahboo told her that she was bullied by Lil Yachty. So this prompted Lil Yachty to come out on Instagram Live, deny, he had a whole rant, but in that rant, he denied bullying Karrahboo.
Niggas kicked you out. Like kicked you out cause bullying you? Bro, go ahead and tell people how you talk to people.
And instead he started throwing his own accusations out at Karrahboo himself. He said she was verbally abusive. He said she's insulted his security guard.
How you tell my security guard, oh, you homeless, oh, you work for me, oh, you ain't got no, you're poor, and we above you, and how you talk to people like they nothing. You talk to people like they small, like they beneath you.
She called people homeless, poor, wealth shaming people, threatened to spit on people. So Lil Yachty is rebutting this like, no, she's the verbally abusive one. She talking about she being bullied, but she's out here verbally assaulting people, threatening to spit on people. And he goes on this whole extended rant, which prompted Karrahboo to counter on Instagram. So all this is going on Instagram. So Yachty posts to Instagram Live. Karrahboo responds in her Instagram stories, accusing Yachty of bullying her and lying about her. And she claimed that she endured mistreatment in that label silently. She never said anything. She was just trying to be a team player. So there's another facet to this, which is the ghostwriting. Yachty claimed like, yo, by the way, like she's saying this and that at Red Lobster, but I'm actually ghostwriting for it. I write this girl's raps.
I've given you a career, and time to time you just disrespect me. I wrote every verse you've done. I dressed you. I dressed all 5 of you, bro.
Which is believable because Lil Yachty is going on record writing for City Girls, Drake. Like people recruit this guy to write their raps, which I don't understand. I don't understand what you're hearing when you listen to Lil Yachty, where you're like, yo, I need this in my record. I don't know if these people are hearing. But Lil Yachty claimed that he wrote all of Karrahboo's verses, all of them, including her On the Radar freestyle, which is probably the most popular thing that she's done musically to this point. Lil Yachty argued that he crafted her style and her career. Like he basically is saying like, yo, you were basically a waitress.
I dressed every time we stepped out the house. I put an outfit on everybody. I put 8-carat earrings in everybody's ear. I put 3 chains on all y'all neck. We bought a Cartier watch. I gave you that chrome Rolex. Bro, you the most, you was washing tables. You was waiting. What are we talking about?
I made you. I not only wrote your raps, I dressed you. I made you who you are. This is what he's accusing. Karrahboo to this day refutes this. She insists that she wrote her own music, and she says like, yo, Box to 40, Running Late. She's like, I wrote those. You didn't write those, because Yachty is saying I wrote all your stuff. She's like, no, not all of it. Maybe some of it though, right? And Karrahboo even goes on to accuse Yachty of using a team of writers for his album Let's Start Here, which is in 2023. So she's saying like, yo, you accusing me of ghostwriting. Your last album, you had ghostwriters on it. So it's a whole lot of finger pointing. Now again, so here's the part that's wild to me. The financial part of this all.
Stealing money from you, how, bro? You ain't made no money, bro. See, this is the problem with you new artists. Y'all get popping online, and then you become more popular than your actual music, right? You $900,000 in a hole, and I got receipt. $900,000 concrete in a hole. I got receipt.
So Lil Yachty alleges that Karrahboo is $900,000 in debt to Concrete Boys, his record label. So he claims her music did not recoup the label's investment. So it's not uncommon for a rapper, a musician in general, to be in debt with their label. You can have artists, rappers, singers who go platinum and are still in debt to their label based on a contract that's really not in their favor. But the number 900,000 for Karrahboo seems exorbitant. And Karrahboo denies that she's $900,000 in debt, but I mean, Yachty has the books, right? I don't know why he would lie about this. But $900,000 for Karrahboo, that seems like a high number. Like, what is she releasing to where she's racking up $900,000 in debt? So I actually went online looking like, what music has Karrahboo released? I'm trying to look for her albums. Like, what has she done to rack up $900,000 in debt to her record label? Musically, what has she done? So I'm searching and searching. I'm not finding really any albums. I'm finding like a bunch of singles. So in my head, I'm like, how could she, let's just take it for true. How could she rack up $900,000 when she doesn't even have that much music out? So, you rack up debt to your label. a large part of that debt is usually recording your album. This is why rappers get advances. This is how the whole trap really starts happening. You get an advance that you're supposed to pay back, the advances to make your album. You don't recoup on the advance, and then it's just a downhill spiral. You just keep going in the hole, in the hole, in the hole. You're in the red because you never recouped on your advance. But Karrahboo, like we just discussed, doesn't really even have that much music out. So let's say Lil Yachty is, what he's saying is true. As a businessman, what did you spend $900,000 on with Karrahboo? Because it obviously was not music. What were you just dressing her up and then flying her all these places and eating out on your business card to rack up $900,000 though? To me, that sounds a lot off. And to my knowledge, Lil Yachty has not provided receipts for this. So anyway, Yachty threatens to post receipts of her streaming earnings to prove that she's $900,000 in debt.
Try me, I'm a post, and I'll post how much money your streams are made. You got, bro, stop, don't go on the internet and act like I'm bullying you, bro.
Again, but receipts of her earnings streaming would not prove the debt. It will prove maybe she doesn't stream that much, like her music is not really moving, but it doesn't really prove that she's $900,000 in the hole. Maybe she is though. And recently, Karrahboo accuses Yachty, suggesting he was mistreating her and other women, though she provided no specific details. So this is where it gets kind of murky. When a young woman is accusing a man in power of mistreating her and other women, our mind goes directly to, I mean, I don't have to say it. You know where it goes to. It goes to a dark place. So I don't know if she's just trying to say that he put her and other women in these contracts, or if she's trying to say something deeper. But you have to provide, like, I don't know how she can say something like that and then not provide the details. Like, without providing details, it kind of comes off as like you're just mad, so you're saying anything. But if there is something deeper to that, I mean, that should be exposed. So throughout all this, Yachty, he's expressing frustration over Karrahboo's disrespect towards him and others, like his security guards. And Karrahboo in turn feels that Yachty is unfairly targeting her online, probably over that Instagram rant. Maybe some of the things Yachty said were untrue, but maybe some of the things he said were true. So she maybe feels targeted, like, yo, you didn't have to go public with this. So this whole feud is playing out publicly on Instagram and posts on Twitter. And then Yachty is going on these emotional rants. So it just kind of hints at something deeper. To me, the first thing I thought is this is something just fabricated. Yachty's just doing this ingenious thing to create a fake beef to create buzz for Karrahboo because maybe her music wasn't moving. So that was the first thought that I had. And then the second thought that I had, I started to think this just seems like a lover's quarrel. Like these people like Karrahboo and Yachty, were they messing around and then things went sour and now they're just exposing each other. Those are my first two thoughts, to be honest. And I'm not the only one who thought this. Actual fans of Yachty and Karrahboo, they even speculated too that the conflict between the two artists is more personal than what it seems. Like people suggested Karrahboo and Yachty had some romantic history based on some text that Karrahboo posted at one point. So anyways, too long didn't read version. The root of Karrahboo and Yachty's bad terms, it appears to be like this mix of professional disagreements over creative control and finances mixed with personal grievances, like mutual, they're both accusing each other of being disrespectful. And then there's also this element of escalation because it was taken public. Oh, you took this to social media, so we feel there's like a pride thing. We have to keep escalating it, and I'm not gonna let you one up me. But at the end of the day, neither side has really fully disclosed specifics. And I'm gonna get to Karrahboo's tweets in a minute. She doesn't really disclose specifics, and Yachty isn't really disclosing specifics like, yo, here's the $900,000 in debt that you are. So a lot of this, again, it's just speculation. I don't forfeit the idea that this is all just fabricated just to create some buzz. But it has been going on for like a year now. So if it is some fabrication here, this is all just this grand ploy. I gotta give the team their congrats because they're dedicated. So anyway, let's just break down these tweets right quick. She says, Karrahboo says, we on month 11 of Yachty keeping me in a deal just to be petty and keep me from releasing music. So Karrahboo, you're not the only one artist that experiences. If you're in debt to your label, a lot of the times they're not gonna let you go. They're not gonna let you get off of that deal unless you want to buy your way out. She said, guess they're lying on my name and trying to turn everyone against me because I wanted out of a toxic environment wasn't enough. And sadly, Karrahboo, just because you want your way out of the label, it does not mean like, yo, it's toxic, I want out. That's not their responsibility to release you because you feel the environment was toxic. Their responsibility is to fulfill the terms of the contract as is yours. Karrahboo says, I'm tired of y'all trying to bully me. And I'm tired of y'all dick eating this man because he's a big artist with a lot of money. Y'all believe in everything he says. He dropped me. He said he dropped me, but I'm still signed. So this is an important part, I think. She says, he said he dropped me from the label, but she said, I'm still signed. She probably knows that she's still signed because she probably tried to put out music herself, and the label, Yachty, came and copyright takedown. You may not release anything while you're under contract with my label. So she's looking at it like, I'm still signed. You said that you dropped me. If you drop me, then drop me. That way I can go release my own music, get my own motion going, yeah? He said he will show y'all receipts of me owing 900K. Where they at? I mean, I agree. Facts. That's a wild accusation. 900K is a whole lot of money to be in debt. He said, I told him put it on his kid that he wrote all my songs and he ain't respond. So I think the action word right here is all. I don't think Karrahboo denies that Lil Yachty wrote for her, because she's sure to include all. Like, no, you didn't write everything. I wrote 2 of those songs. You didn't write all my songs. I wrote 2. I wrote 4 of those songs. Stop lying. Then she says you have a daughter and you treating women like this. So again, this whole like the gender thing, I don't know if this is the right place to invoke a gender war or to be like, yo, I'm a woman, this is why this has happened to me, or try to play that like victim mentality. As a woman, you're doing this. I don't know. I don't know, Lil Yachty. Maybe this is how he is. Like, you've already made him look bad. You don't have to throw in the woman stuff unless he actually has a history of mistreating women. Like we mentioned earlier, like where she failed to go into specifics about the women thing. If there is something here with women where he's mistreating women, he's doing things behind the scenes, yeah, let's speak more about that. But if there's not, and you just feel like, well, as a woman, I feel disrespected, so I'm gonna make this a woman thing, like, yo, you're just mistreating women. I can't respect that. You have a daughter and you treating women like this is mind-blowing. Like, I know you never see her, but that still doesn't make sense how evil this man is to women, not just me. So he throws a little shots like, yo, you don't see your kids and all this. But anyways, this is why I still hold on to the idea that this is all fake. This is all a ploy, all a scheme by Yachty and Karrahboo, because no one's providing specifics. They're going back and forth. I think Karrahboo's trying to do the whole live streaming thing, be a streamer, podcaster. So maybe the writing was on the wall with the music and they're just trying to transition her to something else while still keeping her name popular in popular nomenclature, which I'm helping doing this by even doing a video about this. So it's working. I don't dismiss that as a possibility, but if it is true, it just seems like a lover's quarrel going bad. They're throwing cheap, petty shots at each other. This is like some young shit. How old is Karrahboo? Karrahboo's 28. Lil Yachty's 27. So yeah, y'all too old for this. If this is actually what it is, like y'all just messing with each other, then it went bad. Let it be that. Like this whole, yo, I'm gonna expose you, I'm gonna expose you. We go in public with the stuff, but we're not giving any specifics on anything, like, which probably means there's really no smoke or fire. There's just smoke, there's no fire. You're throwing smoke screens, but there's no fire. Don't yell fire if there's no fire. And I feel like both of them are yelling fire. Like Yachty by saying, yo, she's disrespecting people. She verbally abused people, verbally assaulted people. You're yelling fire when there's no fire. Is she actually abusive? Did she verbally abuse you? She hurt somebody? And the same with Karrahboo being like, yo, no, the way he mistreats women, he's evil. He does it. Did he abuse somebody? Did he mistreat a woman like that? If so, go ahead. Let the people let it be known. But similar to Lil Yachty, if you're just saying this, you should try to hurt their feelings or whatever. Again, y'all both old as hell. Relax. So anyways, what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this? Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.